We're live, baby. Welcome back to the Juice, man. It's it's a beautiful day here in East Texas.
Hey, it's the 29th of February. It's a leap year. Extra
Oh,
day.
really? Really?
Today's bonus day.
Nice.
Bonus
Nice.
day.
Yeah, I can't keep up with what day it is. Uh Today's going to be a really exciting live. For those of you who haven't looked at the Lake Fork results, it's pretty freaking incredible, to say the least. Like, I ain't ever seen anything like it. Lake Fork always shows out, but this year is something special.
Yeah, it's how many bags over 30? I need to pull that up. I was just
Yeah, go
we
ahead
were
and pull
just
that
talking
up.
about.
I think we're floating right
Yeah.
around 12 bags over 30.
Oh no, we're more than that, brother. We're 16 bags over 30.
Yeah. So what's the 50 cut right now?
Let's go down to the 50 cut. We should really have our guest. Mike Iconelli sitting there with 2113 on the
Yeah.
50
So you're
cut.
gonna need about
Bob said I
40.
look shiny. He just texted me said I look shiny. It's the lighting, Bob. I'm glowing.
It's gonna take 40 all day long to make the 50 cut for sure. Probably 42.
Oh, yeah. Top 10 nuts are gonna be crazy. We'll get into all that, but yeah, we got a
Yeah.
guest. We're gonna bring him on pretty quick because he's got to hit the road.
Yep. Mr. Jack York. Mr. Jack
Mr. Jack
York.
York, let's just bring him in.
You want to bring him in already? Nice. We
Oh
got him
yeah.
on.
No, we're not gonna mess around. The big guy's got to hit the road.
What up, fellas?
What's
Jack
up, my
York
man? My
in
man.
the flesh.
Yes, sir.
So, Jack, you got to do something really cool today. I was actually just watching it. Watched a little bit of it actually live, but I went back and watched, your segment there with Dave Mercer. You got to be on Bassmaster Live today.
Yeah, dude, that was a super cool experience, and just getting to hang out with Dave. We've all watched that stuff growing up, and kind of dreamed to, hopefully, we'll obviously be out there fishing someday. But it was cool to kind of get to see that side of it for sure.
No
Yeah, that
doubt,
was cool.
man.
I was listening. I was like, what? Hanging out with Mercer,
Yeah,
watching live.
Heck yeah. What did he keep calling you? Like the dirty cowboy or something? What's he got?
Dusty Cowboy. I don't know
Dusty
where that one came
cowboy.
Dusty Cowboy?
Dusty, yeah, like dust.
Oh.
I guess I
I
looked
guess
a
I
little
didn't catch that.
up or something, but no, it was fun, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I did catch the part where he called you a baby whale. He's like, we should call you a baby whale.
Yeah, dude, that dude's funny, man.
Yeah,
Cool guy.
for
Uh,
sure. He's a
No,
big personality, man, in our sport.
no,
100%.
big time. Best
well,
way.
so what did you think of the weights today? I mean, you're the guide out there. You're the man. You catch giants. Didn't you just catch a 12 out there?
Yeah, I had a 12 and had a customer about 4 or 5 days ago catching 11. And dude, to be honest with you, I was really surprised. I know Taku had 39, but I was kind of surprised there wasn't like a low 40 bag just because there's so much potential floating around. I know that sounds crazy to say, like, but literally, I mean, and I'm positive it's going to happen at least a day or two or, a couple dudes before the derb's over. But I don't know. I mean, she showed out for sure. The lake is as healthy as I've seen it, and I don't even know how many years. 2 years ago we had that drought, and then they did what they did to y'all at Rayburn and brought it down to repair the dam. Obviously all that stuff grew up. Last year had a crazy good spawn. All the bait fish had a good spawn, and lake is just really healthy right now. Got a bunch of good grass in it. Bank grass, drilla, seen some coontail. There's a lot of good stuff, but I think it's obviously kind of the guys looking at the screen. I think they dominated today, and I would anticipate that to continue to be the case all the way through Sunday.
Yeah, for sure. I kind of had a feeling it was going to be, you know, forward-facing Sonar dominated. I guess there was a few, there's probably several guys that did compete shallow, but,
Yes, yeah,
you know,
Blaylock, I think he had 34, 35 or something. Yeah, he was shallow. A lot of guys caught him shallow, but yeah, there's definitely a lot going on. Like I say, I mean, we were talking a little bit about it, but that warm trim we had, really past 2 weeks or so, got a lot of fish up there on the bank with that full moon, and there really is. That's what I really think. If this cold front wouldn't have came in last night, it would have been a totally different tournament. You know, if it would have just stayed warm like it was, I mean, guys literally would have been able to, you know, win up shallow. But I think kind of how it all played out as far as Mother Nature is going to get one looking at the screen, you know, light tackle or jerkin, big swim bait stuff. But be interesting.
Yeah, they Bass Live today. They kind of had mostly shallow guys. I think they were kind of hoping they're probably just trying to change it up, mix it up, just see.
Yeah.
I think they're really experimenting with live to try to see, you know, hear from fans, because everybody, you know how it is. The keyboard warriors come in when it's like, oh, I'm tired of watching people scoping. It's, well, here you go. We're gonna watch John Cox go around shallow, not even have a screen on the front. He was even saying, I don't even want to look at the temperature. I don't even want to know the temperature back here. I'm just gonna fish it.
He's a dog.
And yeah, man, that he's ridiculous. But no, like they didn't really catch him all that good. I mean, I know Drew Benton, they had him sight fishing a little bit. Nothing, no giants, but that could change, like you said, with the warming trend. But
For sure.
yeah, it's probably gonna be scope dominant again. Shocker.
Oh, yeah. Right.
Yeah. That was my guess coming into the event, anyways. But like, you know, Jack, you said that, you know, you're kind of shocked there wasn't over a 40 bag. Like you said, we might end up seeing that. I don't know. I don't know exactly what the weather is going to look like the next few days. I know they had some wind today because, you know, I went out, not on Fork, obviously. I went on Toledo, but they're, you know, it was blowing pretty good. So I know they had a little bit of wind to deal with today. And I know some of the sight fishermen had to, you know, deal with a little bit of rain, and a little bit of cloudy conditions, maybe a little tougher. I think the wind's going to lay the next few days. So I think that's really going to play in an advantage to everyone. You know, I don't think it'll just be the shallow guys being able to look at them. I think the scopers will be able to really, you know, calm down, settle down, and be able to hit their targets even better. So I expect to see some really big bags brought in. I was, you know, somewhat shocked at some of the names down low. You know, I know our guy, you know, Lee Livesey, I know it's one of your really good buddies, and he's had super, you know, just great success out there. And it happens, you know, it's that home lake deal. And he's battled that home lake curse and beat it and beat it and beat it. Yeah. And I think, you know, it finally just kind of caught up to him today. I know that he's not out of it. You know, you're never out of it on Fork, but
For sure.
some of the names towards the top, you know, we're starting to see some of those younger guys, man. They're coming, like we've been talking about. You know, those rookies are competing. JT's floating around up there. Trey McKinney, I mean, the youngest guy
Milliken again.
Yeah, Milliken again.
I mean, Milliken's not necessarily young, but he's, you know, he's a rookie, and
he's a rookie.
Obviously, if you watch his videos, he's super, super good with forward-facing sonar. So
yeah, I don't think that's going anywhere at all. You know, it would be hard for me to. Man, it's almost. I'm almost willing to say that in the next 4 to 5 years, you're going to see a whole new class of anglers replace a lot of guys on the you know, every circuit. Well, mainly the elites. The BPT likes to bar in their guys a little bit and protect some of them, but the elites, you know, I think for sure, you know, like, because it's so legit and the way they do stuff is very legitimate. I think you're about to start seeing some younger guys like, you know, maybe Jack York coming in 2025, you know, but I'm not saying completely replace everyone, but man, you're going to start to see that average age of the Elite Series field start to drop.
Well, so let me throw a question at you. You think that's because of forward-facing sonar, or because the sport has grown so much? Like, look at how much emphasis Bass and MLF and how much they put into college and high school programs. I mean, that's bigger than ever. 4 or 5 years ago, high school fishing was kind of new. There was a few things going on, but it wasn't really that big. Is it just because there's a lot more younger anglers that there's a clear path to professional fishing versus, you know, if you look 10 years ago, the idea of becoming a pro seemed almost daunting, a little bit more challenging than it is now. Now there's like steps, right? You go to college and you go fish the Opens or Toyotas or whatever, and these organizations are really trying to promote that.
Yeah.
Which one do you think it is?
I think it's a little bit of both. I mean, if I'm just being realistic here and it's just the reality, I think that some of the kind of the old guard is not willing to accept some of the technology that's out now. And I really do. I hate it for them. The guys that are not, willing to learn it. I really do. I do. I hate it for them, but I do agree. I think that the grassroots, that a lot of these, both major organizations have implemented the importance of their grassroots. Obviously, I think that, high school fishing is bigger than it's ever been. College fishing is bigger than it's ever been. Definitely, that has a lot to do with it. But I think some of the success you're seeing, you can definitely credit that to Forward Facing Sonar. I think these younger guys are just a little bit more willing to accept the technology, and as they should be, and as everyone should be at this point,
What
especially
about
if you're
you?
at the top of the sport.
What about you, Jack? I mean, you did the college thing. You had quite a bit of success at the college level as well. So
I definitely think, I mean, there's a huge emphasis on that deal, obviously. And I think just, and they've talked about that before. I don't think that's anything new, getting to travel on, SFA's dime in college and get to go to all these crazy cool places before you go out there. And, it's actually like the real deal, last year. And I don't know. I think, what Wyatt was saying, I think it really is a little bit of both. The younger generation, we just kind of, I don't know if, grew up with more technology. So we were just adapted to it quicker or one thing or another. But I definitely think it's a little mix of both. That college, high school. I didn't fish in high school, but I mean, there's already freaking hammers in high school, dude. Like, dude,
yeah.
legit. And, going into college and then they're even that much better. And then they hit the opens. Like, I think
Mm-hmm.
that much more competitive these days.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think Forward Facing Sonar takes out a lot of the learning curve, right? I mean,
Oh, yeah.
fishing used to be a lot about experience, time on the water, and used to say there was no substitute for time on the water. Well, now there is. It's called Forward Facing Sonar. I mean, it's a lot easier for guys that don't necessarily have as much time or experience to just drop the trolling motor and start finding giants and catching them. So
For
it's
sure.
both for sure. But well, now you're in the opens. Big Bassmaster EQ. This is season number 2 for you, right? Because we traveled together last year,
Yes, sir.
and you turned around, went right back after it. How you feeling?
Man, feeling good. Kind of had not the best start. Not the start I was hoping for. First two, but like I say, we're leaving for Santee here in an hour or so, and I'm gonna go out there and get it back on track for sure.
Yeah,
No.
yeah. You had a solid first year. I mean, it's pretty much. I mean, the opens is a freaking mosh pit. It's a madhouse. I mean, it's something new. Until you've done it, you really have no understanding of what kind of just freak show it is. But you had a lot of you had some ups and downs. And I think that's kind of like that's that rookie deal. That's that first year deal.
For sure.
And as you grow, if you can even out that make the lows not so low, and you survive those grinders, that's where you start to, get that qualifying mindset, I believe. So
No, absolutely. Yeah. I know, same deal. We talked about it with you last year, and the invitationals. Like, you just learn that rookie year, and everybody I talked to had always told me, your first year, 2 years, like that's when you're gonna learn the most, and then like you're just gonna, obviously take all that and apply it to the future. But there's definitely a rookie year learning curve, whatever you want to call it, for dang sure.
no doubt, man, no doubt. Well, the good news is, uh, you had those highs, right? Like
Yeah,
some people's rookie year, they don't get to taste that high at all. That top 10 or that top 5 or whatever it may be. Like that's a really good sign as a rookie to be able to knock a couple. I think you knocked a couple of those finishes out, a couple top 15, top 20s. And that just, I think more than anything, it's just kind of like, forget what everybody else thinks, but you proving to you,
that's
right? Like it's that confidence. So I
yeah,
think you've had, you said it was the start you wanted, but 2 really solid events to get, right. You're right where you need to be going into the
right,
rest of the season. So
no doubt.
What are you looking forward to on the schedule this year?
Mm, man. Really excited for Leech Lake up in Minnesota. Never, I've heard it's got giant smallmouth. You can catch largemouth out of the grass. St. Clair, never been there. Just to get to see a historical place. That's going to be super cool.
Yeah.
I'm really excited for Santee. I don't know anything about it. I've never been, but Santee is where my dad told both of y'all, but my dad got me into bass fishing when I was a kid, and Santee Cooper is actually where he got into bass fishing with his uncle. And that's kind of, what got our family into the whole fishing world. So kind of just a cool little, you know, deal for, me personally, but looking forward to that. Really looking forward to, I'm very excited for Hartwell. I like the whole schedule really, but Hartwell's going to be fun, go out there, and I like the time of year we're going. Yeah, I like the schedule a lot. Okeechobee was definitely my biggest kind of question mark. You hear the horror stories of, oh, if you're not around the bass boats, like you're not around a bass. And obviously the whole community, whole pictures kind of went viral. But, it was another learning process like we were just talking about, before we came on. I don't have, or at that tournament, I didn't have perspective. And, Scott obviously did his thing with perspective, and that was a great lesson learned. And, man, that Okeechobee stuff, dude, that's just crazy. Like, being
Yeah.
able to hit a bass boat anywhere you cast, like, I've never fished like that. And, you watch a dude on day one, I pulled in, and there's this one, like, particular hole in the grass that I was like, I'm going to catch him right there if I can get on it first thing. And I pull up, and the dude's kind of trolling up to it. He catches a freaking 7-pounder, and it's like, oh, ouch. And I don't know, it was a crazy experience for sure. Can't say I hope we ever have another open out there. I can just because it's they got half as many guys as we do, but dude, 225 boats on that pond. Like there were 2 spots that 90% of the field fished, and that was on me obviously, and everybody that fished there. Like I think some of the guys that top 10'd it, Tucker and a couple other dudes, like a lot of guys caught them elsewhere in the rim ditch scoping. Emil Wagner smashed, I think in the rim ditch, but
Yep.
a lot of different stuff that I just didn't figure out. And, like I say, that's on me, but no, that was a, I don't know, not a fun one for sure.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Okeechobee's an absolute crapshoot with a bunch of boats on it, and that's just the way it is, and probably will stay for a very long time. Especially if you have any kind of events like they like to do there around the spawn. I mean, it's
absolutely.
Yeah, that was nuts to look at those pictures and then watch Scott's video of how close he was to other people. Just the fact that he was sitting around surrounded by guys catching 9s and 10s, and
crazy.
Everybody else is just struggling to catch keepers.
Dude was dialed for real.
Yeah, no, that was bad. I mean, record-breaking performance, obviously, and I think you're gonna see that here this week on Fork. I mean, think they're gonna break the record? We were talking about that earlier.
There's no way they don't, dude. I mean, it'll be close, but obviously, I'm living out here. I'm gonna say they will. I've just been seeing some crazy stuff, and like I said earlier, the lake is just so healthy right now, dude. Like, unless you catch a real old fish, just a long, skinny, just beat to crap looking fish that's looks like a piece of paper. Pretty much every younger, just healthy looking fish, they're all just gorged up. Obviously a bunch of them got eggs, and even the males that been scoping lately, they're just as fat as you could ask for a bass to be. And I don't know, man. There's a lot of really, really big ones floating around right now. I would definitely imagine that at least come close to it, but I'm gonna say they'll probably break that 4-day record.
What is I'm assuming we're talking about the 4-day total weight record.
Yeah,
what is that record?
Paul Elias, 132 pounds.
Yeah.
So that's a 33-pound average for 4 days to get to 132.
Right.
And we're obviously, how many guys over 33 were there today? Like 5?
Yeah, but that record isn't within reach of at least 15 of them. 20 of them.
Mean, yeah. Well, let me ask you this: you think you're going to see a 50 bag? What are the odds of seeing a 50 bag?
Bro, 50 bag, that might be a stretch. If it was, I bet you it would have happened today, just being the first day. You know, these fish are smart. Like, it's
Yeah,
not
yeah,
just
yeah.
out here and throw at every big dot. Like, you know, I'm sure a lot of people make it out to be. But, I mean, you know, Shane, we fish them. You too, White. Both y'all have been out here. And see a lot of big ones, but you usually don't catch a lot of big ones. It's just they're the
Mhm.
most pressured fish, maybe minus Ivy now, but most pressured fish in the state. You know, Rayburn, same deal.
Yeah.
But I'll do
Yeah.
there. I would be shocked if we don't see at least like a low to, you know, mid 40 bag for sure. But man, somebody'd have to do some crazy stuff to touch 50. But it's like that day I took my last guide trip Monday when they first started practice, and I guarantee you I saw a 50 bag, bro. Like, not trying to gas up Lake Fork, any of that. I 100% saw a 50 bag. I caught that 12-pound 2 ounce, and that was the third biggest fish that I saw. I saw one that was like no shot. The fish was under 14 pounds. Then I saw
Jesus Christ.
like a big sucker, but you know, I wouldn't even look at my bitch. She watched it go over her head one time, and I threw everything at her, nothing. And we had another one that was just as big, if not bigger. But you know, it's hard to, y'all know, it's hard to get those fish to bite. And you know, I don't know if you catch 5 of them in a day right now. Just with, you know, these are the best dudes on the earth out here, you know, trying to catch them right now, and they're gonna get smart quick. But we're gonna see some big bags for real. Like, this place is gonna show out. And I was talking to
Um,
him actually after weigh in earlier, and he's like, "Man, this is gonna be good for business, isn't it?" And I'm like, I mean, I've already had a bunch of people start calling me today about booking guide trips, but at the same time,
Yeah.
it's gonna make this place really freaking tough because everybody's gonna see these weights by Sunday and be like, "Man, I'm going to Lake Fork," you know. And as pressured as it already is, it's only gonna get 10 times worse. I guarantee it. But super cool, you know. It's going to be great for the local economy and everywhere around here, kind of like that Ivy boom, you know, freaking ghost town. And then all that goes down. They've got a whole thriving economy out there now. But I'm not saying it's going to be like Ivy, you know, catch 18 pounders every day. But I think we're going to weights, at least for what we've seen in the, you know, in the
How many
past.
century belts? How many century
Bro,
belts handed out this week?
you know, y'all can call me crazy. I don't think you'll be in the top 10 fishing Sunday if you don't have 100 pounds. Like, no,
That's
You
so
gotta have a
crazy.
century belt. Uh,
Just to
well,
fish on Sunday.
well, that wouldn't work though.
What do you mean?
You couldn't get to the century belt before you fish on Sunday. So you're
No,
saying
he's
so
saying
I'm
a 3-day. He's saying a
catching.
3-day total of 100.
you saying a 3-day total
Oh,
of 100?
no, 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 no.
No,
I'm,
no, no, no,
no, it ain't that bad. No.
no, 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 no.
Yes,
So 3-day total 75.
I'd say, yeah,
You're
you
probably gonna
better
need more
have.
than that.
So what you're saying is though that if you make it to the top 10, everybody in the top 10 is going to leave there with a century belt.
I would imagine, unless somebody has a, you know, freak mechanical issues, something like
Yeah.
it's. I mean, what 14th? Somebody had 30 or 31.
Yeah, I don't know if 25 a day is gonna get you in the top 10. I don't know if
Yeah,
75 is gonna do it.
yeah. I bet you it'll be somewhere in between, I don't know, 78 to like 82, 83,
Yeah.
somewhere.
So any century belts on 3 days? Because I mean, if we're going to beat the record, you got to be sniffing that 100 pounds going into the final day.
I I would imagine somebody up there is going to have at
Hey
least
man,
close to it. Like, no,
who you
for sure.
got? Who you got? Who you got after day one right now? Who's your horse in the race right here?
Man, it's obviously, you know, I'd like to say Ben, Team 6, Team Waterland, all that. We didn't get to watch any of those guys on live today. So, like, I don't know. I know where I think it could get one and, you know, all that. But I think watching tomorrow, I'm definitely going to be glued to the screen driving down the road tomorrow. I think a lot of, I don't know, that'll be very telling, at least to me, of, you know, in my mind, if some of those guys are in XYZ area, like, you know, It'll be interesting to see tomorrow for sure. I'm excited
I
to watch
think
that.
I think Milliken would be a really good pick. I
Oh yeah,
think
he's gonna smash, dude. Like
yeah,
he'll be fishing Sunday.
He's
he
yeah, he's my pick.
he might could do it. I think there's several guys, obviously Taco.
Right.
Taku
I
time.
think he's floating, he's dancing, obviously, and I mean you might have Trey McKinney. Who knows, man? I think it's up in the air. It's gonna be a freaking race to the finish. I think.
Oh yeah, no for
Yeah, I
dang.
think the cool thing is nobody that's kind of catching those 30 bags is out of it, right? Because any one of those dudes, any minute, can just go down the right stretch or whatever and catch 2 10s and end up with a 40 bag. And now they just went from 30 to 40. You know what I mean? And,
Yeah.
any one of those guys catching that kind of weight can do that. But while we're on Milliken, I want to throw this question up here from Big C. Can you guys read that? You guys see that?
I agree with you guys on the rookie reality, but what do you think the way Milliken is going about breaking into opens and elites? He did it kind of in reverse. Those thoughts.
So we were talking
Man,
earlier about the rookie learning curve. Well, this dude just kind of. I'll start with, I think the dude's just a freak. I mean, he's good. He's also traveled a lot. I mean, he's doing his YouTube thing. He's traveled a bunch. He's got to meet a lot of people, learn a lot of new techniques. Maybe, the reality is he's just different. He's just good, just really good. That's my answer.
Yeah, I don't think he did it in reverse. I think he just did it his own way. Probably the smartest way that we've seen anyone do it up to this point. He built a really good social media, built a really good YouTube platform. He was pretty secure. You know, I don't know Ben on a really, really personal level, but I think he was doing all right financially. I think he probably in a lot better situation than a lot of other guys, and he earned that. He built that, and I think it allowed him to fish a little bit more freely. And like Shane said, he's traveled a lot to make a lot of those videos, so he did have travel experience. I think the mold that you saw Ben Milliken build will probably be the mold that a lot of these younger guys growing up watching the sport may strive to try to do. I could be wrong, but I think he did it his own way. I don't think there was a reverse there. I just think he did it a really, really smart way. And like Shane said, he's gifted, and I think he works really hard. He's his own guy. Some people hate him, some people love him. He does things his own way, and he's not shy about it, not quiet about it. And for that, my hat's off to him, because it's hard to find somebody real in our sport. And like I said, some people might not like him for it, but at least he's just kind of doing his own thing.
Yeah, he's not the only rookie too. I mean, Trey McKinney, look at him, man. What is he, 19, 20?
Yeah, 19.
I mean, that dude shooting out of a cannon straight into the elites. And he's, making waves. Or what, he finished 11th or 12th or something at Toledo?
Did he?
Barely missed the cut.
Did he? I don't know.
Bald.
Yeah, I mean, he's one to watch. When was the last time has a rookie ever won AOI? Not just rookie of the year, but also AOI?
No.
Never been done?
Mm-hmm.
Will that be done this year? Everybody's talking about this rookie.
Very good shot.
There's a real good shot.
Damn.
Very good shot.
I think two of those guys we just talked about could really scare that AOI. The rookie of the year race is going to be ridiculous, first of all, just because the rookie class was crazy. But JT Tompkins is another name that's just like, dude, he's going to be there. What was he, like 16th today or something?
Yeah, I don't think Tyler Williams went anywhere either. I think he had a pretty good event at Toledo. I don't think he did very bad today either. So,
yeah. No,
I mean, Kaio Fujita might be the only saving grace for a rookie not to win it all. So,
yeah, we got another.
And he's like, what is his second year? So,
yeah, bro. They were talking about that today. He's fished 10 elite derbs.
Yeah,
I think he's 1, 2, and top 10 6.
That's it.
Crazy, bro. Crazy.
Oh yeah.
Nuts.
Yeah, Wyatt and I were talking about this the other day. Like, I'm just going to let everybody know out there in the universe that he's basically the new king around here. Like that dude is ridiculous. Like that stat right there when they said that 2 top 10s out of 10 events, or two wins out of 10 elite events and 6 top 10s. Just get used to that. Get used to that dude hoisting blue trophies. Okay.
Yeah.
He's not gonna say very much because he doesn't speak a lick of English.
But he speaks a little bit of each.
I think what if he's fooling us, man? What if he's like straight up like speaks fluent English? He's like, I don't want to talk to these fools. I'm not telling these fools nothing.
Well, he ain't gonna tell us very much, but
no, man.
He's that dude, man. He's that dude.
Well, so I don't know if y'all were listening on live at Toledo. They were talking, and I think Ronnie kind of let this slip. Ronnie was going out there looking at whose units they can hook up to. So basically, if they have an HDMI plug at the back of your unit, they can stream your unit. Well, so they got Robert Geese, and I think he was like the only one who said yes. And apparently, they asked Koya, and he said no. You ain't plugging into mine. You cannot watch my screen.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I don't think they should allow dudes to do that. I think they should put that in rules. Just like, when you read the rules, when you sign up for the opens or whatever, they tell you like, we're allowed to take pictures of you, film you, whatever. Man, like that's on the topic of making it more entertaining for viewers to watch. Like watching the screen is fun. Like to me, I enjoy that part when they're, I think you shouldn't let those guys say no. Force them.
Yeah. I'm with you. I think it would definitely make it a lot more entertaining for, the viewers at home watching all day. But I think it should be kind of across the board. Like if we're going to do it to whoever you just said, Robert Gee, like we're going to do it to the whole top 10 if they're scoping,
Yeah, 100%. You as an angler, you got to entertain, bro. That's the conversation Bassmaster had. Sit down, have a meeting with their anglers, like, hey, bro, when we put you on camera, we really need to look at your screen and you figure this out, and I want you to talk while you're sitting up there. Don't just stare at it. Explain what's going on, man. And I promise it'll be a lot more entertaining because it is entertaining to watch those guys, and especially if you can see their screen and what they're talking about on there. And I saw a comment on somebody's post after Toledo Bend, and I think it was one of the guys complaining about forward-facing sonar and talking about how the fans don't like it, and over 50% of the elites voted against it. And a guy commented on there, and he said, well, it's not real fun, watching these guys catch, 12 pounds on the bank either. And, I think there's a point to be made from that,
100%.
And, man, me and Shane talked about this a couple of times. I'm not sure what is happening with that. Like, all growing up, no matter pretty much where these guys went, especially in the southern states, like we are now, people smash them up shallow. Like, good bags of fish. At least good enough bags to where they could still compete today, even with live scope. And I don't understand what's happened. I really don't have an answer for it. Truly. And maybe I can get y'all's opinions on this, but whether live scope exists or not, where is that weight? Shallow. And I understand that some guys are still doing that, but where's that consistency that we grew up watching in some of the southern states, especially, where almost all the time somebody was competing shallow. Whether forward-facing sonar exists or not, that still should play, right? Or am I missing something? Like I don't understand that. I don't know if they're in their own heads about the forward-facing sonar thing, and it's taking confidence away from them up shallow, or if they're just not there anymore. Like something's off there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, like when we were talking about that, your guys that used to smash them shallow aren't doing that anymore. I don't know what it is. I don't know if fishing pressures got fish suspending more than ever, or did they always do this? I don't know. But the whole topic of forward-facing sonar, is just, I kind of feel like we're just beating a dead horse here.
Oh, we're definitely beating a dead horse.
It's here. I also feel like some of the guys, I don't know if you watched, you did, because we talked about Jack. I don't know if you watched that Zaldane video with, he was going around the elites at Toledo Bend looking at their setups.
All their setups.
And honestly, man, I feel like a lot of those dudes were kind of just making a mockery of it. You know, like
Absolutely.
Brian Schmidt. I'm a huge fan of Brian Schmidt. The dude is a freaking hammer, grass hammer for sure. But he's got 4 graphs at his console. And I think he's got 3 up front. And he's not going to go scope. Let's be real. So I think I'm not saying this. I'm not, trying to call him out or anything, but I think some of these guys just did some ridiculous things almost as like to prove a point to Bass. Like, okay, you're not going to put any limits. Well, look how ridiculous I can make my boat look. You know what I mean?
100%.
I don't think it's really like what they're doing to,
They're not catching more because of it.
No, I think I think some of the guys are trying to make a mockery of it. And you can tell, I mean, I'm a Zaldane fan as well. The dude catches them. And obviously, watching him on live today, he was trying to scope a little bit, caught a big one scoping. He's not going to let guys pass him up doing it. But you can kind of tell in his undertone is like, well, you see, Bass, this is silly. We should ban this. But I don't think it's going anywhere. So,
no. And just speaking on the shallow deal again, it's not like, I'm not saying you can't compete or not even win up there. Drew Britton has proved that. He won looking at him at Lake Murray. John Cox, Drew Cook. I mean, some of the best. I mean, Greg Hackney. I mean, all these guys have their times and places. Jason Christie. There's a classic on Grand this year. He might win that sun gun throwing a spinner bait or a jig. I think there's always a time and place for it. I don't know. I guess my deal is like, where's that consistency with it? So I don't know. We'll see. I know that there's still some tournaments that get won around here locally, without it. So,
Jack, you catch giants on fork often. How many units are you running, and how many transducers are you running?
4 graphs, 3 deucers. I got a 360, a live scope, and a GT36 for my Garmin, just side imaging.
So one forward facing sonar.
One forward. I do run a 360 and just side scan.
Yeah. I mean, so that's not a ridiculous setup. I mean, that's a pretty basic setup that all these guys could be operating and using. But, the ones I seen the ones mounting on the transom, like, that's silly.
Yeah.
That's just silly.
I could see like certain situations, like we were just at Ouachita, and like you'd be idling or trolling through these deep drains. Obviously I'd be doing it on the trolling motor, but like I could see something like that. You're just looking for bait and single dots, like just be able to move faster, more efficient. But like, I'm with you, dude. Like, I don't know. Hopefully they'll limit it, or just do something so everybody can just kind of get along. And I don't know. It's just, I'm with y'all. Like, I'm just so over all the negativity and drama and just back and forth bull crap that really just pointless. Like, it's not going anywhere. You can complain and do your Facebook video, whatever, all you want, but like, you better get good with it, or you might not have a job here pretty soon.
And the other thing I don't like that I'm hearing is I heard a couple guys. There's been some comments being made by some other YouTubers and whatever, saying that there's like an asterisk on people that are winning with forward-facing sonar. Like, we're going to look back at this time in history and be like, well, those wins aren't the same because they had forward-facing sonar. It's like, hold on a minute. And Jack, you and I were talking about
I haven't heard that. That's ridiculous.
Oh, dude, that's like, whoa, shots fired. Like, you're going to say that, dude, like what Koyo did wasn't impressive?
Yeah.
Jack, you got on fork, and you do a lot of scoping, right?
Mm-hmm.
How, like, what do you think your catch percentage is on a pressured lake like fork?
Not good.
Not yours, your guides, your customers.
Not good at all. I mean, I can show somebody a 40 to 50 pound limit every time we go out here in the pre-spawn, but some days, and it's obviously, if it's windy or rainy, whatever, Mother Nature can kind of make it a little tough. But it's dang sure not just go out, see a dot, catch a dot. Like, there is, and especially out here, y'all know how I like to jerk around a lot. Like, there is a lot of technique to it. You got to read, every fish is going to be a whole lot different. Like, And that's what I preach to customers is that's probably the biggest thing I see them mess up is I'll see one that's like real just kind of not hot at all, not really wanting to track, but like some of those big ones are still catchable. You just got to hit them with the right cadence. And if you get to jerking it too fast or too loud or, too far, one thing or another, you're just not going to catch those fish. But I think a lot of people just have this general, interpretation of live scope that it's just, okay, you drop the trolling motor in a good area and you catch every bass that's around you. And that is just not the case. Like I've had really good fishermen, that say we're, shad spawn or in the summertime or, pre-spawn throwing a big swimmer, like dudes can rip. And I've taken them on live scope trips and then not catch a bass. And not for, oh, I'm just not seeing them today, guys. Like put them on a 50 bag. They're just not being able to make the cast or work it just right or you name it, one thing or another. And there's so much technique to it. And especially that's what I love about fishing out here is I get to learn, I feel like a lot more than, I love going to a little bit less pressured lakes out by y'all in East Texas. I think we all kind of like going to those lakes just to have a good time. But I've
I don't
learned,
know what you're talking about.
yeah, what lakes? No, dude, I've learned so much out here on Fork about just fish behavior in general, being able to chase. I mean, I really, and especially after this tournament, these are going to be some of the most well-educated bass in America. But I mean, it's just like Rayburn, dude. There's, a
Yeah.
tournament every single weekend out here. And I don't even know how many retired communities out here. Like and I'm not saying the Bassmaster Elite Series fish out here every single week, but lots of people fish out here every single week and they get smart to that boat noise. Your deucer pinging off of them. And like I was talking to Coop about that. That was probably been month or so ago now, and we are just kind of talking about this same stuff, just fish getting smart to it, and just something I've started like noticing is if you'll be walking a jerkbait fish in the pre-spawn close to the boat, if you'll ping your deucer like way off to, get it off of that dot to where it's not right on it, 10, 15, 20 feet from the trolling motor, if you'll do that and then hit it with like an icy cadence, it's like automatic, dude, like crazy. And
Whoa, man! I can't believe you just gave that out,
man, it's
dude.
already like I've seen a
Yeah,
lot start to do
it's
that.
happening.
Yeah. No, that's pretty salty. That's a salty little trick there.
Yeah, no doubt. I've definitely heard of that. Yeah, man. I don't know. I'm over this forward face Sonar though. I'm with y'all. I'm over it.
Well,
What it sounds like to me, man, and I don't like this because I know that Jack, I know how hard you work. I know how hard Shane and I work, and to try to discredit the hours, the
Yep.
time, the number of baits, cadences, casts that I have had to go through to learn that technology. You try to discredit that for me,
Right.
and that pisses me off. And that's fine. Don't do it,
Yeah.
and I'll gladly take your money. You know what I mean?
Do your thing. Yeah.
I mean, that's what it boils down to me is people don't want to work, and people
yeah.
don't want to
Well,
work.
I mean,
I don't feel bad for you at all.
well, on the point about the tackle, like think about how much more tackle we've bought just to try new techniques with forward
Yep.
faces and sonar. I mean, it's ridiculous how many.
Yep.
I've basically bought every kind of minnow or little swimmer they make, and I've tried them all. And I'm going to keep trying them as they come out. Like if you
Yep.
make one, guarantee you I'm going to buy it and try it. So,
Okay.
but anyway, well, you're right, dude. We need to. I mean, the negativity is getting old, so let's switch over because this guy's asked this question twice now.
Yeah, he
I don't
wants to
think
know
he's
what you think it's going to take, dog, on Santee Coop.
on the Santee.
I have What's up, Josh? I didn't even see the name. I honestly have no clue, dude. I've never been there. I've hear, I know it's got big ones in it, so it could take 25, 30 pounds a day to win it, but I really just have no idea just because I've been keeping up with the weather and stuff out there.
You
Really
thinking
just
full spawn or you thinking a little bit of mix?
I think it'll be mixed. Just watching
Yeah.
that BPT that was out there, I think it'll definitely be a little mixed. But I'm gonna try everything and kind of just show up with a open mindset. And I don't really like to have a preconceived notion of I got to go practice to get X amount of pounds or I'm screwed. Like just show up, try and figure whatever I can out. And
Yeah. Well, Mr. Gibbons here is saying 22 a day, so that's what you got to catch.
Sounds like a pretty good guess. Sounds like a pretty good guess. He's probably a freaking hammer out there.
Heck yeah. Well, good catch is 22 happily. I will take that.
Yeah. No, I mean that lake's got big ones for sure, but I've heard it can be tough too. You know, it's a little bit of feast or famine lake. It kind of seems like, but
right. Yeah, for sure.
You guys are gonna catch them. I think that fishery's pretty big, so I don't know if it spreads out. I don't know if it fishes small. I don't know if like the popular areas are just everybody knows about the same dang popular areas, and they're all gonna go flood to them. I don't know.
Yeah. But I'm very much looking forward to it. Get to chase some big largemouth, and I love fishing shallow. Like that's how I grew up fishing before all the scope stuff came out, and that's kind of my roots, I guess you could call it. But I'm excited just to go out there and power fish my ass off and see what we can come up with, mix up the scope stuff, see if we can't find some groups, whatever. But I think it'll be a good one.
Heck yeah, man.
Well, we're gonna be rooting for you for sure, but I know you got to hit the road, dude. So I'm not gonna hold you any longer. You probably don't want to be here for this next part anyway. I think Wyatt and I are about to trash talk a lake.
Yeah, Conroe's fixing to get
it. All right, man. I'll let y'all boys do your thing.
Hey, good luck, my man.
Dude, well, safe travels. Thanks for coming on, man. I hope you qualify this year, but part of me kind of hopes you don't, so we can travel together next year.
I'll see what I can do, dog. I'd like to make it, but
go do your thing, man. We'll be rooting for you.
I'll be good.
See you.
My man Jack, man. I think he's doing okay, right? In the EQs.
Yeah, I hadn't even looked on points, man. It's so early. Like you can follow points. Like I'll start paying attention when they get about midway through the season. You definitely can't afford.
But he hasn't bombed. He hasn't bombed. He's done pretty good.
Yeah, no, I think he's done pretty good. Dude's super talented. Like I said, traveled with him last year. We traveled well together, man. He and I kind of gelled. That was really, we didn't even know each other that well. We met through you actually, and we'd never really hung out that much. Maybe had lunch together one time after like a Toyota or something. But he fishes a lot like us, man. He looks at the water like we do, kind of thing, and the dude can catch him. So
yeah. He's good, man.
I think he's going to do well. It's only a matter of time before he makes it, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, if he keeps at it, he's going to make it, whether it's this year or next year. I'd look to see him in the elites sooner rather than later.
Yep.
But, Lake Conroe. I'm not going to trash talk as bad as Wyatt is. Lake Conroe's got big ones. This was on us. This was on us 100%. It didn't suit our style. The tournament didn't suit our style. Warming trend, late February, everything was pushing. And Conroe is weird in the fact the way the fish, I don't know why they do this. They get in like 3 or 4 areas, and they're just, everybody knows it. All the Conroe hammers knew it. And they just go in the back of these creeks and pull down and fan cast around. Obviously, there's some, tricks and how to find those better bites back there, but you and I just don't fish like that. We don't like to fish in crowds. We like to find our own thing. And I don't know, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, that lake's just not built for a tournament like that. I mean, with that kind of field, 150 boats, the boys at Lake Conroe, they say what they want, but they don't have tournaments like that out there. And I think you might could have got away with a field like that any other time of the year. But when they're pushing like they were, absolute rat race. I mean, it was like Shane said, it was literally like 3 or 4 areas. 4 is probably pushing it, 3 for sure. And you try to go to the back of video of them, and it's a madhouse. We talked about Okeechobee earlier. It looked just like that. Like, I'm not joking. Boats all around each other, hold down,
cast to each other's boats.
I can make a million excuses why we didn't do well. We did do a lot better day 2. We went and got freaking shallow with all the other dudes and caught a decent bag.
Well,
but
I mean, to be fair, we found what we wanted we found some fish on how we like to fish, offshore fish, if you want to call it that. We found some pre-spawners staging in practice that were really big and they were loaded. They were there. Wyatt found this one spot and he found several, but I went and checked this one particular one that looked like it set up really well. And sure enough, like first day of practice, just disgusting what was there. Like ridiculous. Probably one of the biggest bags I've seen, like that was there in front of me. Obviously, I'm looking on forward facing sonar at him and I can see him swimming around. I called Wyatt and I was like, dude, this spot is ridiculous. And I knew
and we drew one of the last boats out and somebody was sitting there. So.
Yeah, we knew somebody else. These guys are too good in the belt, and we figured either a local Conroe dude knew about it, or somebody that fishes similar, looks for similar stuff, would find it. And plus, it just had a lot of traffic. It was in kind of one of those areas we just felt like it was kind of the sweet spot within it, but just the boat traffic over the top of it for 2 days, like you said, 150 boats. We had to keep it honest. We had to go check it. They weren't there. And it's kind of one of those deals. Like, I guess if you look back, hindsight's 2020. We just didn't adjust fast enough. We tried to force the offshore game again. And next thing you know, the day's pretty much over. And we're in the back of the creek begging to catch 5. And I also had a terrible day. I think I got 5 bites and landed 1.
1 for 5, baby. 2 of them were at least 2 of them were decent ones. Look, I'm not going to sit here and say Connor doesn't have good fish. It's got big ones. The weights were pretty freaking good. I think it took like 30. I think it took like 17 and a half just to get paid. So that was top 16. Josh Benjamin then won it. Congrats to those guys. They had
congrats to them.
2 pretty dang good bags. But it's just, like I said, man, boat number had a lot to do with some of the guys that caught them really good day 1 and probably day 2. And it was, I just feel like this, man. I won't be back. I appreciate you, Lake Conroe. I won't be back ever.
I'm going back because I want revenge, but I'm going to wait. Like I said, they got the Big Bass tours out there, that Oakley Big Bass deal, the hourly Big Bass, that's on there. So Conroe's taking a licking right now. Like they're getting their brains beat in. It's got giants.
It does, 100%.
It's got big bags of fish. I'll talk Wyatt and then going back. We're going to go back. We're going to catch a big bag.
There's not a tournament that I would go back for. There's not a tournament I would go back.
We're going to start fishing the Sunday.
No.
The Sunday jackpots out there.
No, that'll be the last thing you see me doing. So.
But that's over. We basically probably ruined our chances of winning a Bass Cat.
Yeah, that's they
haven't updated the Bass Cat Team of the Year points yet.
It doesn't matter. We have botched the year. I mean, we were sitting in like 5th after day 1 at Rayburn, screwed that up, and ended in like the high 20s, maybe low 30s, and then we just went for like a 90-something finish. So we're done. I mean,
yeah, you can't do that against these guys. These guys are too good in a 5 tournament season. But we're gonna finish strong, dude.
If we would have stayed in the top 5 event 1, we could have afforded that finish. But
yeah,
now we need top 5 3 in a row.
Well, let's just go win.
Bing bang bong.
Let's go win 3 in a row.
Yeah.
But we're gonna be busy on Rayburn for the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, man, we got some money up for grabs. Hopefully we start off right this weekend, and Bass Champs, we got a practice day tomorrow. And we're going to go try to find some new fish and all that good jazz. We're not on a whole lot. So,
yeah, I mean, we want to be on the water, and there's champs this weekend, so might as well enter it. A little Skeeter bonus money out there to be had.
Skeeter bonus money for Shane Campbell and I.
Yes. So we'll fish that.
Is the belt off limits next week or what?
Like, no. It's like it says official practice is Monday through Wednesday.
Okay, so that's gonna be open. Okay.
Does that mean that Thursday is off limits? Does the tournament start Thursday or Friday?
No, the tournament starts on Thursday.
Are you sure?
Yep. 7th, 8th, and 9th.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So then you got the belt. It used to be the 100,000, now the 150,000 Grand Slam.
That's right.
$90,000 Bass Cat, and 60 grand cash money. Like that one. We got a question about Bass Champs.
You're gonna need over 30.
32.
Yeah, you're gonna need over 30. They're buying.
32 pounds. Rayburn's fishing good. I know it's cool. It's been cool the last 2 days, but I think those fish were already, or there's a lot of fish already up, kind of lurking around in there in
Yeah, they're
very
dropping the
catchable,
lake. They're dropping it
very
fast.
catchable water.
Dropping it fast, man.
Yeah, no, I think 32 is going to win a thing. What about what do you think to win the 3-day belt? First of all, I'm assuming they're doing the top 20 cut again after 2 days.
Yeah.
So what's the top 20 cut? What's it going to take to fish the final day on belt?
I'm gonna guess they're gonna have floating. They're gonna probably be flirting with probably upper 200 boats. So that's gonna make the 20 cut.
You don't think they're going to get to that 300 mark?
No, they might. I hope they do.
What's the weather? I'm gonna look at the weather.
I think you're gonna be. I mean, the top 20 cut's gonna be pretty stout. I'm thinking probably
18 a day.
I don't know if it'll be that stout or not. That's close though. Probably 37. Yeah. Or my bad. 36. 35, 36 gets you in the top 20 cut. You're gonna need 17 and a half a day, 17 a day, maybe. Somewhere in there, probably 35. And then to win, you're gonna have to catch the hell out of them. I mean, you're gonna need
70 plus.
Oh yeah.
So you need low 20s a day. You need like almost 25 a day.
I'm thinking. Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking 77.
What did Kobe win with the
About
Toyota?
that. 77. That's what I'm thinking your mark's gonna have to be.
You got second with 62.
62 and a half. Yep. I averaged over 20 a day at second. So
20 a day average, and you lost by how much?
Like 14 pounds.
Yeah, Kobe caught the crap out of them.
I had a very bad day too.
Yeah. Don't do that.
Very bad day too. Finish strong though. Finish strong, man.
Don't do that. No, I'm excited about this weekend, man. I think the weather. We fished what, 2 derbies on Rayburn. I mean, obviously you fished Toyota, so that was another.
Yeah, and that was terrible weather. Yeah, we haven't had a good weather derby. This weekend will be good weather. So
we got good weather. We have been absolutely screwed by the weather.
That's why they're gonna freight train them too. It's gonna take. It's gonna take over 30.
Oh, for sure. We're gonna need to go catch that.
Yes, sir.
But looking forward to that. Anything else you want to talk to these fine folks about?
Man, give a shout out to Big Red.
Oh, yeah. We need to talk about Big Red. Our buddy Big Red, Steve Phillips. Very unfortunate diagnosis. The big C word, man. He's got the big C. Not good. I hate to hear that. He's an absolute hammer. Lots of people know him around here. He catches them. He's also, people avoid him on the water. He's got some videos out there that are pretty funny. But no, he's they're going to do a benefit tournament for him April 27th, I believe. We got it on the books at the pavilion. We'll keep more on that, but go find him out there on Facebook. Steve Phillips, big giant redhead, mean. He's going to kick Cancer's butt for sure, but do what you can to support him. Put him in your prayers. Anything we can.
Yeah, man. Praying for you, Big Red. Yeah, man. I hate it. I really do. I've dealt with cancer a lot in my family, and I'm sure as everyone else has. It's not a fair thing, but I know that you're a fighter. Praying for you. Love you, big dog. And, maybe me and Shannon go pop one for you this weekend. Go pop one for you this weekend.
Oh, yeah. For sure. Now, Red and I used to fish some team derbies together back in the day before old Frankfurt and I got to know each other. But those were entertaining times, Red, and I appreciate them. I've heard some interesting
He's the guy
Word
you
me.
want as your partner if things start to get a little hairy out there.
Yeah. He'll hold his own. He's tough customer. Let's put it that way. With a hair trigger temper. I think he's kind of calmed down as he gets a little older, but no, he's hilarious, funny guy. That video of him, I don't know if that's on his. I think Todd posted a video of it, did like a
I'm sure
reaction
several
to
guys
it.
have posted it by this point.
Yeah, it's out there when the dude runs in between him and where he's casting, and dude, he throws out so many one-liners. I told him for his tournament he needs to make a bunch of T-shirts with that on there. Like, I'm as bad as you want. Some of the one-liners he threw out now is hilarious. But
I'm all you want.
Yeah. Yep.
Yes, sir.
Well, man, we're an hour in. Anything else you want to say? We can kill this one. We do have exciting guests on the books. We want to say it March 9th, or we just save it? Leave it a surprise.
Man, just save it. We don't know. A lot of people like to flake on us, fall through, so we're just gonna have to.
Nah, he's coming through clutch on us. But that's the final day of the belt, right?
Yep.
March 9th. So I don't know. We're gonna have to hustle back over here.
Yeah, if we're fishing at all that day. So.
Yeah, we better. Hold on here.
I'll probably come fish it because I feel like it's anyone's game in early March. Sure do miss fishing out there. Oh, that's my man, Rudy. That's okay. He's a hammer now. You got to watch him. He's freaking catches giants on the daily at DFW all over.
Yeah, I see that. I see he's always catching.
Yeah, man. Sam Rayburn report. Yeah.
He'll throw a wacky worm Cinco around and you'll catch him.
I feel like it's anyone's game is correct. It will be anyone's game in early March. So I think that's why you're going to see a lot of boats. It's the whole point in Brandon Belt and his crew putting that tournament on the date they did. Because
instead of January and having the same scrubs show up on the final day. I think you're going to see some. This is anybody's game. I like this comment here too.
Yeah, of course you put that comment up.
Oh, my boy, Drew. Done broke my heart. You're a heartbreaker, Drew. We're going to get you one day.
Yeah, man, that's it, man. Sam Rayburn Slam. Y'all come out, man. It's going to be a big
Come out. It's going to be
deal.
a big time. What's the charity? Do you remember what the charity is?
The charity this year is not the Father's Heart. I think he went local.
Yeah. It was a local charity, but it's a good tournament. I mean, obviously everybody's coming here for the big payout, but there's more to it than that. I mean, he gives back in a big way to a charity. I mean, I think both this first two, like the Father's Heart was like in the six figures, something like that they raised. Big money. So
yeah, I saw a comment asking if they give away a boat. I think. Man, I don't know if they draw for a boat or if that's for big bass. I know it's usually been big bass.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're doing this year. I don't want to say anything that's wrong, but usually they give away a boat. They're giving the boat to first place this year, so I don't know how it's going to work. I don't know if we're doing two boats.
There's got to be more than one boat. There's a lot of money in boats and stuff to be won, and good charities to contribute to. And
the biggest. It is the biggest team tournament. By far, it is the biggest win for a team. By far, it's the one we all want. The granddaddy of them all.
Mm-hmm.
It's the one I circled. Like, hey, if we could win one team there this year, this is her.
I'll trade in any wins for that one for sure. And he's gonna have two this year. The other one, he's not a Rayburn. We don't know where yet.
Yeah.
But
we do, y'all don't. But
yes, we do know. And I'm not telling anybody because I don't want Brandon to beat me up.
That's right.
But we're going. We're going to that one.
Yes, sir. As long as it doesn't conflict with a certain tournament.
Yeah. But we don't know the date yet. He didn't say the date. He gave us a time frame, but he didn't say a date. But yeah, there's two of them.
That's correct.
So anyway, man, I cannot wait to go out on Rayburn tomorrow and turn my phone on. I'm going to watch my forward-facing sonar and my phone at the same time. I'll be staring at two screens. I'm going to be watching The Elites stare at their screens and catch giants.
It's
Freaks.
fixing to go down on Lake Fork one more time. Actually, 3 more times. Somebody's fixing to do something ignorant.
40 bag coming tomorrow.
40 bag is coming.
13 pounder. Big fish.
Sherlunker could be caught. That'd be pretty wild. I don't know if that's going to happen.
It's got them. That's the lake to do it on. It's got a lot of. How many 10s were caught today? Just one?
I don't know. I remember Big Bass was a little over 10, so I don't know how many
It
were
was
caught.
Wesley Gore's 10-9, I thought, right?
Yeah.
Taku Time didn't catch one?
Taco, I don't know.
Anyway. Well, let's end this stream, and we're gonna record another one. We'll probably record an episode next week. Don't have a guest lined up, but we'll do another one. So, all right, you got anything else, Wyatt?
That'll be it, man. We appreciate y'all listening to Mr. York. Listen to us complain about Lake Conroe. I'll never be back. And we'll see y'all on Sam Rayburn.
All right. See y'all.